Introduction to the Satin Editor. First, you have to open the Satin portal in your browser. www.satinportal.se. Then click on Satin Editor to open the editor. This is the first page of the editor. I like to show you that there is a help button here that you can click here are more information on how to use the editor. I recommend you to look through this page. Back to the editor page. So we're gonna create a new application. So let's scroll down to here and press the button Create New App. Now the editor is open. There are three main parts in the editor. It's the component library here to the left, the canvas in the middle, and the app preview to the right. In the app preview there is also some app settings and some component settings that we'll look into more later. So I want to start building an application, and I want to use a sensebox component. So I can type the name of the component here and the component list here gets filtered. So I drag the component to the canvas, and here we can see that the component has an input, trigger input, it has an output, sensor data, and it has a description. If you click on the bottom, it reads the sensor data from Sensebox at a given IP address, and that's what I want to do. So if I click here on the input, the component list gets automatically filtered to matching components. I want to use a button component as input, and I want to do the same for the output, and here I want to scroll down and use the gauge component. Okay. So now I have three components. To build the application I need to connect them together. So I start by connecting the button to the Sensebox input and the Sensebox output to the gauge. And now we can see here, here in the application preview, a preview of my application is generated. Let's have a look at the application settings. I can change the title of my application or the name of my application. Let's call it my temp, maybe something like that, and click, and you can see that the title was updated here. Let's look at the component settings. The Sensebox has a default IP address, and I want to use that one, so I will not change that. The button, however, has a label that I want to change. Let's say I call it get temp instead. So you see the application preview is updated, and it's also possible to change the layout of the components on the screen. If I go down here, I can see there's a section for the layout here, and I can drag the components around here, and if we look, we can see that the button now is below the gauge. Also the off-screen components like the Sensebox is listed here. So in the application preview I can also run the application. So let's click on the get temperature button, and there we got the temperature. Next step is to open the app, as it's called. There is a button on the top right corner. Let's click that one. Now the app was built, and I can have a look at the result. But first I want to show you that there is a button here called mail link. So I can actually send a link to someone if I want to share the application. So let's look at the app, and now it's open in the browser. I can run it, and I also have this link to my application that I can distribute. Okay, thank you. That's all for now.